Right then, I'm now here for my full card review for Jake Paul versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Let's get right into it then, starting with Floyd Schofield, Kid Austin defeating Tevin Farmer in the very first round. Wow, honestly, wow, to be honest with you. I'm still in shock about this result, to be honest with you. And the fight was bloody hours ago now, to be honest with you. I'm filming this at 7:45 in the morning here in the UK. The fight was about 1:30 here in the UK. So, I'm still in shock about that, to be honest with you. I'm still in shock. I thought Tevin Farmer would win. I got it really wrong. Really wrong. Kid Austin, I saw the stats, landed 8 punches overall, dropped Tevin Farmer 3 times in the fight. I made a single review for this fight, and basically I said it does expose William Zepeda kind of. And yes, look though, probably the 2 wars that Tevin Farmer did have with Zepeda took a lot out of Farmer and probably took a lot of punch resistance out of him. He only fought him like 3 months ago, so it was a quick turnaround for Tevin Farmer, to be honest with you. But if we're being real though, there's one thing with your punch resistance going, there's another thing where your punch resistance just goes completely. And there's another thing where you've just got a big, quick, young hitter in Kid Austin. He's what, like 23? And, he's fast. He's very fast. He had a big chip on his shoulder. Tevin Farmer just came into it just defensively irresponsible, chin really high in the air, trying to go through a feeling out process. But Kid Austin didn't care at all. He found the opening because Tevin Farmer's chin was literally up in the air like this the whole bloody time. He was there to be caught, and it was just a quick, unpredictable shot that came at about 100 miles per hour that Tevin Farmer didn't see. Kid Austin really he's starting to show why he really is the real deal. And yeah, it's only onwards and upwards now for Kid Austin. That is a proper statement win. No one does that to Tevin bloody Farmer. No one does that to him. Yeah, I think Tevin Farmer is basically done after that, though. But Kid Austin, wow. Show him what kind of a prospect he is and show him why he might already be he is already well level. When you beat someone like Tevin Farmer like that, it shows you are already well level. He probably beat William Zepeda as well. It's a proper statement that Kid Austin showed in this fight, a proper statement, which is what he really needed to show, to be honest with you. But I wasn't expecting it like that. Anyway, we then got Julian Rodriguez pulling off an upset against Avius Griffin. Would it really be an upset? Julian Rodriguez is a good, solid fighter. But yeah, he basically dominated the fight as well, to be honest with you, over Avius Griffin. It gave Avius Griffin a proper humbling as well, to be honest with you. Yeah, he was small, blitzing in and out of there, getting in and out of there, landing some good combos. Julian Rodriguez was on Avius Griffin. Griffin's got really quick hands, but he just couldn't get the measurement of range right at all in that fight. Rodriguez was always moving about. Griffin couldn't manage the range. And Rodriguez, the pressure was just too much on Avius Griffin. It was just too much. Griffin couldn't handle it at all. Couldn't really get near him with any of his shots. He did drop him. It was a bit of a fluky knockdown, to be honest with you. Julian Rodriguez wasn't really fazed by it at all. Then in the 10th round, Julian Rodriguez came and knocked Avius Griffin out and then stumbling all over the bloody place. Yeah, it was a really good performance from Julian Rodriguez, to be honest with you. And it really did humble Avius Griffin. It really humbled him. 100%. He needed a humbling like that. I feel like a lot of people could see the flaws in Avius Griffin's game. He's got quick hands, but his movement's very static. His defense is very static. I believe I said that in my prediction for the fight as well. His flaws were very clearly there to be seen. And he was talking a bit too much, Avius Griffin. But yeah, there we go. He's probably going to learn from it and come back stronger. But again, no, he needs more body movement, and that is something which could be difficult to work on. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Good performance there from Julian Rodriguez. Did exactly what had to be done. So yes, there we go. Anyway, we then go on to Rule Coriel defeating Victor Rodriguez. Coriel was very good in this fight, to be honest with you. He was very good in this fight. He picks his shots very well when he's got very good moments. He's got very good movements, sorry. Victor Rodriguez looked to come out strong, to be honest with you. And Coriel was very good at being able to stay composed when Rodriguez came at him and started to throw quite a bit, especially early on in that first round, to be honest with you. Victor Rodriguez came out. He wanted to start throwing early. He really wanted to try and just gain Coriel's respect, not based on the power, but just based on him throwing a lot, trying to really make Coriel think. But Coriel's just, different level boxing IQ that Raul Coriel's got, to be honest with you, over Victor Rodriguez. Different level boxing IQ Raul Coriel's got. And yeah, picked his shots really, really well, placed his shots in the right place, and punished Victor Rodriguez brutally, to be honest with you. It was a very good performance there from Raul Coriel. He's just very composed in there, to be honest with you, and his movement's elite. You can tell the flow that he has in his shots is very good. Manages range well. He's very good at mid-range, to be honest with you, and he was able to dictate the fight well against Victor Rodriguez tonight. So yeah, good stuff there from Raul Coriel. Very good performance from him. Anyway, we then go to the co-main event. Zurdo Rodriguez. We've had two Rodriguez so far. I'm getting confused there. Zurdo Ramirez defeating, Dokios. Yeah, I think that it was a bit of a lackluster performance from Zurdo Ramirez. I feel like it was a very lackluster performance from him, if I'm being real. I thought from Dokios, it was a good performance early on where he was able to manage Zurdo Ramirez and catch him onto big shots and be able to dictate the pace. And Dokios was able to, get some good full extension through his shots and was able to set traps and get Zurdo Ramirez walking onto punches pretty easily, to be honest with you. Zurdo just didn't have the movement for it. He just doesn't have. He just seemed very slow and flat-footed tonight when he was walking forward at Dokios, and he was just punished at walking into shots. But Zurdo Ramirez had to really dig deep to win. But Dokios hasn't competed at an elite level for 5 years, and it just shows how dead this cruiserweight division is. It really is dead because there's just no one outside the champions, really. But again, Zurdo Ramirez was exposed as a champion tonight, in my opinion. He really, really, really was. That shouldn't have been happening. He shouldn't have been getting to the amount that he was. He should have put his schooling on the NL tonight, but he just didn't do that. And he seems very uncomfortable in there from the very start of the fight. He wanted it on the inside to be, having some swift angle changes. But he was just kept at range too often, and he found it very difficult to make adjustments. Zurdo did. Eventually, he was able to, but it was him having just to dig very, very, very deep. But yeah, look, Zurdo Ramirez got the win. That's the most important thing. The Jai Opetaia fight's on. It's just a fight that just left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth, to be honest with you, because I just don't really trust Zurdo in that fight at all now. I was originally confident in him, but now it's just, I don't really trust Zurdo now going into that fight. But you never know if it goes late. It could be interesting because he's a real experienced guy, but he seems very slow at cruiserweight. Anyway, next up then we go to Jake Paul defeating Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I don't know why I sounded so static about that, because I'm not at all. I made a separate video on this one. I feel like Chavez Jr. is an absolute disgrace, to be honest with you. But, instead of slating him for his performance, I'm actually going to talk more about the fight here in this review. Jake Paul dominated behind the jab, but Chavez Jr. literally just couldn't be asked to throw. As it went into the 9th and 10th round, Chavez Jr. did start to throw more. Why then? It probably was because Jake Paul's gas tank was pretty awful, and very clearly he started to tire. And there were also signs in that Nate Diaz 10-round fight as well. He's awful in the later rounds, Jake Paul, and just can't handle it whatsoever. But he was taking his feet off the ground a lot, Jake Paul, in the fight. Over swinging, overthrowing. He was open a lot for the right hand to be able to catch him, but Chavez Jr. was just too dumb to be able to. Well, he just wasn't able to do that, was he? So, I mean, he was able to catch him when he wanted to, but it's like he just couldn't be asked to be there. There's going to be many people who call the fight rigged. It wasn't. It's just we all know how awful Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.'s attitude is. It's awful. He's he's addicted to drugs, addicted to alcohol, addicted to all the shit, really. And yeah, he deserved to lose that. He deserved to lose that. And towards the end, with how awful he was, I actually kind of was hoping Jake Paul would actually get the finish over him, to be honest with you, because Chavez Jr. has literally just ruined his whole career, ruined his legacy with everything that he's done. But yeah, there we go. He's ruined the opportunities that his father gave him. Now I'm ripping into it instead of talking about the fight. But yeah, there we go. Jake Paul wins. There we go.